Greetings, Patriots, Starseeds, Lightworkers, and of course our very brave military. Welcome to 1776 United. We're in a worldwide and galactic revolution. I'm going to read off the list of detainees and the following procedures of what's going on at Gitmo and Camp Blas. Mark Milley, traitor, found guilty of treason, executed by hanging October 13th, 2023. Barack Hussein Obama, executed by firing squad, December 2020 at Gitmo. Klaus Schwab was disconnected from life support, thus ending his miserable life, executed at Gitmo the March 24, 2024. Chelsea Clinton was executed from November 6, 2021 at Gitmo by hanging. Nancy Pelosi, tribunal and found guilty on December the 20th, 2022, executed by hanging December 27th, 2022 at Gitmo. Robert Hunter Biden, executed by hanging October 15th, 2021, Gitmo. Adam Bennett Schiff, executed August 13th, 2021, Gitmo. William Barr, executed by hanging for treason August 2nd, 2021, Gitmo. Andrew Cuomo has been executed at Gitmo on 11/3/21. Lori Lightfoot, tribunal and found guilty of treason, betraying oath of office, and imperiling constituents. I'm sorry about that. Executed Friday, April 14, 2023. James Acosta, found guilty of treason, hanged at Camp Blas, Guam, March 21, 2025. Kiva Algud, executed by Russian Spetsnaz snipers in Kiev, Ukraine, in April 2024. She was charged with a traitor. Alec Baldwin, executed at Gitmo on the 6th month, June 1st, 2022, by hanging for murder and crimes against humanity and pedophilia. Deborah Burks, found guilty of treason and crimes against humanity, executed by firing squad at Camp Blas, Guam. Brian Skelter, found guilty of crimes against humanity, hanged at Gitmo the September the 23rd, 2022. Hillary Rodham Clinton, executed by hanging December 31st, 2018 at Gitmo, Cuba. Kevin O'Connor was murdered at Gitmo by Red Hats infiltrators on August 30th, 2024. He was charged with treason and misimprisonment of treason, rebellion against an insurrection, sedition, conspiracy. He had a whole list of crimes against him. Kevin O'Connor. Michael Platt, found guilty of treason by tribunal and by his peers, hanged at Gitmo. He was looks like he was a major in the military, total black hat. Alfred C. Johnson, found guilty of tribunal of treason and murder, executed at Camp Blas, Guam on January 24, 2024 by hanging. Dick Cheney, traitor, found guilty of all charges by military tribunal, hanged at Gitmo on January 29, 2022. Dr. Chewy, the that's a really long name. Kit Kawisis, found guilty of crimes against humanity, hanged, executed at Gitmo February 3rd, 2023. I think he was pushing out the Kool-Aid shots. Arthur Aragon, summary convicted of treason. He was the judge that was in Obama's camp and causing all kinds of problems for and doing a lot of sedition and treasonous activity through his courts. He was hanged at Gitmo on December 23rd, 2024. Arita Pahabakar, found guilty by tribunal of treason, executed at Gitmo February 27, 2024. George H.W. Bush, executed by lethal injection November 3rd, 2018 at Gitmo, Cuba. George Herbert Walker Bush, of course, was the CIA director that was involved in the President John F. Kennedy's assassination. Juan Merchants, summary of found guilty of treason, executed by hanging December 23rd, 2024 at Gitmo. Looks like he was a judge as well. Jennifer Dillon, guilty of treason and sedition conspiracy, executed at by gunshot June 20th, 2022 at Gitmo. Melissa Moore, she was charged with found guilty of crimes against humanity. I think she had something to do with the Kool-Aid shots. Hanged at Gitmo on September 18th, 2023. Dennis McDonald, found guilty of treason, executed by 2 bullets to the head. Gitmo, 7th month, July 24th, 2022. Dennis McDowell. Loretta Lynch, found guilty of treason, hanged at Gitmo on April 25, 2022. Only person to repent so far. But I guess she was still executed. Tanya Skeen was found guilty of by tribunal and convicted of treason at Gitmo, hanged at Gitmo on January 31st, 2024. Alejandro Mayorkas, hanged by hanging or executed by hanging at Gitmo on December 5th, 2024. He was charged with treason or found guilty of treason and misprision of treason, rebellion and insurrection, sedition, conspiracy, advocating to overthrow the government, and supporting genocide. John McCain, there is treason, misimprisonment of treason, rebellion of insurrection, sedition, conspiracy, advocating to overthrow the government, and crimes against humanity. Found guilty and was of treason and was executed by lethal injection on the 8th of the 25th day, 2019. William Jefferson Clinton, found guilty of treason, misimprisonment of treason, rebellion of insurrection, sedition of conspiracy, advocating to overthrow the government, and crimes against humanity. Executed by hanging December 31st, 2018 at Gitmo. That one we went through already. Dr. Francis Collins, found guilty of treason and promoting genocide, hanged by at Gitmo on the February the 22nd, 2022. Brock Lang, found guilty of treason, executed by hanging July 10th, 2023 at Gitmo. Merrick Garland, tribunal guilty of treason, executed at Gitmo by hanging on the 4th month, 4th day, 2024. Rochelle Walensky, tribunal and found guilty of treason, executed on the 5th month, 31st day, 2023. Katie Hobbs, tribunal and found guilty of treason, executed by hanging at Gitmo on the December 22nd, 2023. Gretchen Wilt Whitmer, found guilty by tribunal and guilty of treason, amongst many other things, and hanged at Gitmo. Brian Verdran, found guilty of treason, executed by hanging at Gitmo, 2027. He was part of the CIA operations, because I see his emblem there. Brian Dees, he was part of the Pentagon staff or whatever was going on there, found guilty by tribunal and found guilty of treason for sabotage of food. And so he was, he was hanged at Gitmo on the first day, or first month, 25th day, 2023. John Bolton, tribunal, found guilty of treason, execution by hanging at Camp Blas, Guam. He was charged with, found guilty of treason, misimprisonment of treason, rebellion to or insurrection, sedition of conspiracy, and advocating to overthrow the government, crimes against humanity, and supporting genocide. There you have it. That's basically an update of what's happening up to this point now. Make no mistake, this is not a game. This is true war and battle for the earth, and anybody that has been involved in these treasonous acts, or anybody that is even third party to these treasonous acts, will be found guilty, and the same end game will happen to you as what's happened to the names that I just I named off. So we'll see you on the next one.